I've got a meeting to go to today up from Torquay, so it's the perfect chance to check out the EE 5G network, which is now live. I was at the launch event, but not living in London actually means this will be the first chance I've had to actually check out 5G for the first time. So I have got, well, I'm recording this on my 4G phone. This is on my Huawei P30 Pro, but I have got my OnePlus 7 Pro 5G on EE. Just arrived into London now, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well on the little signal indicator, but I'm getting 5G in Victoria, so I'm going to be going around when I have a few minutes here and there out of the meeting, and when I finish, around some key points in London for a little while and seeing what speeds we get. Okay, so first test, as you can see, I'm at Victoria Underground Station, and I have 5G signal. So using the fast app, I've got 81 megabits. Let's try the open signal app. Okay, that wasn't a good example. Let's try the good old equal speed test app. That's not looking good either. Oh, here we go. Just reached 100 megabits per second on the download. .5G doesn't work on the app at the moment, so it's more about download speeds. So there you can see 7:43 in the morning, Victoria Station. I've hit 100 megabits per second over 5G. Now on to the next location. Okay, so for the next test, I've arrived in Westminster. This is a location that I visited quite a lot when 4G launched, because of the carrier aggregation was available. And if you excuse the background noise, as you can probably see in the corner, I have 5G. So let's run a speed test here. So 360. And 310, that was using the fast app. Open signal. Pretty much hitting about 300. Here 296. An upload of 9, and then using the Ookla speed test app. Impressive ping rate of 18. Download speed of 182. Definitely seems better using the this app, which is using the Netflix servers. This is the one most of the people have been using for testing 5G around London. Just another 300 megabits per second. The aim is to try and beat 400 today. That's my goal. 220. So 310, I believe, was the highest. This is full 5G coverage, and this is at Westminster next to Big Ben. Okay, so the next set on the speed test for 5G is back to where we actually first heard about 5G on EE. So we're at St Paul's, which is literally just around the corner from where EE held their press conference, where I attended, to actually announce the launch of 5G. And this is supposed to be one of the best hotspots for getting quick speeds. So fingers crossed that is what we get. So let's have a look on. We're getting full 5G, so that's good. Got 330, 350, 360, 70, 80, 380. So that's the best so far. But determined to beat the 400 mark. So 360, 50, 350. 380, 390, 400, oh, 390. Do a couple more on the on this app. Again, this is the app that most of the reviewers seem to be using for testing 5G. Seems to be more reliable. It does use quite a lot of data though, so this last speed test used 280 meg, so it's a good job I have 120 gig on my my allowance. Down 320, 30, 40, so consistently getting over 300 at St Paul's. So let's now go on to the Ookla speed test app, see what this one gives us. Ping at 36. About to hit hopefully the 300 mark, so we've hit 300, 350, 360, 380, 381 on download. We'll cancel the upload because that uses 4G still. One more test on the Ookla app to see what speeds we get. Ping of 47. 272, so that's the slowest one so far here. Now let's use the last app, which is Open Signal. Hopefully we can hit the 300 mark. Yeah, we'll hit 300, 302. And just for giggles, let's go back to the fast app and give it one more go. $310. So that's sitting on like a wall outside St Paul's area around here. The signal is a little bit temperamental, depends on where you are, so I could literally probably head over this direction and maybe even hit the 400 mark. So before I head to the meeting, let's go and have a look, see what we can get. Okay, so still at the St Paul's location. I walked the way I pointed in the last video when the speeds dropped to actually 100. But this one seems to be getting full 5G signal, a bit further backwards from where I was. So fingers crossed I can break that 400 mark. Let's drop it down. 60, 70, 80, 90, 400. So walking into the grounds, let's try another test. That one's even better, it's at 470. So now I need to hit the 500 mark. $580. So 580 is the top mark so far. Let's check open signal. So 446 on open signal and on the Ookla speed test app. $17 ping, very impressive. $462. So we'll go back to the original app. $580 again. $490. Okay, so for one final time at St Paul's, because this definitely seems to be one of the best spots for getting speeds, I've just hit 620 in this area, so let's give it a couple more tests at St Paul's before we head on. One thing I've noticed with 5G is it's very temperamental. You can literally walk up a couple of seconds and your speed will drop from 600 down to like 100. So it's a bit temperamental still. It's still early days of the rollout, but yeah, to get the really quick speeds, you do need to be kind of stick with it and to see what you get. 450. You can see that one's just dropped back straight down from 500 to 300. 370, 380, 400, 430, 450. Is it going to beat 500? 495. Oh, 490. Spoke too soon. So that is the final speed test app at St Paul's. 640, I believe, was my top speed. So that was very impressive. Okay, so you've been saying I've been going around London doing some speed tests. Speed tests are impressive with the whole numbers and everything, but what does it actually mean for people? So I've loaded up Amazon Prime Video here. I've got a download settings on not the best, but better. So you're at an airport and you want to download a film before you get on your flight, but normally over 4G, you're going to be looking at a good couple of minutes to do it. So let's download this one over 5G. And we're done. So probably about 30 odd seconds, and we have downloaded a full-length movie. What's really impressive is if you go into settings, stream quality, download quality, so that was at that was actually at the best quality, so that's even better than I thought it was going to be. If I switch it down to better and go to movies, and let's just think of another one we want to download just to give it a go. Let's just try Legend and hit download. And there we go. So in just over a minute we've actually downloaded 2 full-length films with a combined viewing hours of over 4 hours. 4 hours worth of video downloaded over 5G in about just over 1 minute. So very, very impressive. Speeds I've downloaded that at around about the 600 meg mark, 520. So 4 hours worth of video on my phone over a wireless connection in just over 1 minute. Very impressive, and one of the key examples of why 5G is going to be really handy for a lot of businesses, but also consumers once it rolls out in a lot more locations. Right, so on to the next place. Okay, so I'm at Bank at the moment and going to see what speeds we get on 5G. .30 on the first test. Okay, so meeting's over and I'm currently around Regent Street and getting nearly full 5G. So let's have a look and see what speeds we get in Regent Street. .42, that's not particularly good. .28, even slower. So it seems Regent Street seems quite congested, which is surprising for 5G. Let's do another check. Don't know what's happening here. Only on 1.7. Which is very surprising. Definitely getting 5G signal, as you can see at the top there. Nearly full bars. 1.7. That's the worst one we've had so far. I'm going to head off now to Paddington station to get the train home and see what speeds we get around Paddington. So off we go. Right, so I'm at Paddington station, and unfortunately the test isn't even going to get started because I have, if it will focus, I have 4G signals. So unfortunately Paddington station is not 5G enabled yet for EE. So fingers crossed next time I'm back in London I will be able to do some more testing here. So off home now on the train, and And yeah, thank you for watching the whole video. Any questions, please leave a comment.